Okay, hello. My name is Alice Kirchheim. I'm really impressed by the huge amount of people being interested in our discussion of to which degree we do need human operators in logistics systems. Johannes Fottner has already introduced me warmly in the last session, so I will skip that part. I am now in the intralogistics business for around about 20 years. I did my PhD thesis in automation of logistics processes. So for decades, we are discussing and talking about automation. In the 1950s, we already had automated guided vehicle. But I realize year by year, we see a change in technology, in applications. And specifically within the last 10 years, we saw that we developed systems who started to be autonomous and mobile, the AMRs. And what has happened within the last years? The autonomous mobile robots started to be even more intelligence. We started to see developments in the third dimension, having also manipulation and grasping operation integrated. And what everybody of you has seen within the last 3 to 4 years is the significant development in humanoid robots. And this is the reason why we chose the title, how much human operators do we need in logistics? Or will these operators be humanoid robots or similar robots in the future? I would like to dive a little bit into the topic of humanoid robots. Last year, I was really curious whether I see first humanoid robots here on the fair in the domain of logistics. I have seen one sitting at a chair. This year, I know that we also see applications of humanoid robots, demos, and I'm very happy that Volker Jungblut from Bäumer is later here on stage because there they do employ a humanoid robot. Anyway, if we dive a little bit more in the area of intralogistics, I need to fetch this one. If we look a little bit more in the direction of mobile robots, so service robotics, the International Federation of Robotics is the huge institution which yearly presents new trends and also provides figures about the development. And these are the latest data, and you can see that logistics and transport is the most important application scenario for mobile robots. And I think this is really important that everybody of you realizes this because the markets are also changing. We are here in Europe. We see that also today more and more companies, for example, from Asia, are coming into our market. Last year, I was at the CeMAT in Shanghai, where I got to know the CEO of Li Biao. I'm very happy that she is today here also on the stage, presenting and discussing with us different perspectives from different continents on how many humans we do need. And finally, there will be on stage later, as someone who is responsible for employing in supply chain management, automation, and mobile robots, I'm very happy that Arne made his way here to Stuttgart to also bring his perspective from Bosch. We, as the Fraunhofer-Institut, have conducted a study about humanoid robots in logistics, specifically not about systems with nice marketing videos, but we made a deep dive into what kind of humanoid robots are today, have the chance to be employed in industrial scenarios. I will, at the end, give you a short insight into the study, and you can also download the study later on. As it is very important not only to look at the technology development, this is what I learned within the last year, also to talk about positive things. We have so many negative information, but I want to focus here also on positive things. So in September, the high-tech agenda of the Bundesregierung, there was the kick-off meeting with 5 focus areas for the future of Germany's research agenda. One of the outstanding topics is for sure artificial intelligence. What is recognizable is that it is not only artificial intelligence, it is the combination of artificial intelligence with robots. It is embodied AI, AI-driven robotics. And this is what humanoid robotics is about. In this field, as you all might know, it is the impression that Germany or Europe is at the end, so that there is a gap to Asia or to the United States. The high-tech agenda is the possibility for every company here in Germany and Europe to participate, to accelerate AI robotics in your companies. And I really invite you to have your eyes open. The calls will be open soonly, and it is your chance to get into this topic. With this, I would like to end my short introduction and come to the discussion. To what degree will the warehouses of the futures rely on humans? With this, I would really like to welcomely invite Xia Huiling on stage here. She has arrived from Asia. Please welcome her. She is great that you are here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
I think everybody is really excited to see where do you see a shift in demands of customers. What was the big surprise when Libiao entered the European market?
Yeah, customers have become more sophisticated. They no longer focus only upfront purchase cost, but if you notice total life cycle cost, including implementation, after sales, maintenance, and system stability.
Yeah, thank you very much. By the way, if somebody is not familiar with English in that way, we do have there a simultaneous translation. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to ask Arne on stage. He is the head of corporate supply chain management at Bosch. Please welcome him on stage. Thank you. So you are the ones employing robots. When it comes to automation at Bosch, where are the key points? What would you like to put here in this stage?
Yeah, so first of all, you are very difficult to get because of the loudspeakers here, but I think you asked what are my key points, what is in my mind if I speak about automation of warehouses. Yes. So first of all, so from my point of view, to be honest, I think, okay, long payment times, high investments, underestimated maintenance, change comes too early, so we need much more, cheaper automation and also more flexible automation, much more easier to implement, but also interoperable automation technologies. So in many cases, everything is connected and only from one manufacturer it works together, and we need more interoperability, or difficult word. And this is something what I have in mind.
And where would you like to be in the future?
Please, it's difficult to get you.
It's really complicated to understand each other, no?
Please?
It's really complicated to understand each other, no?
Well, let's stand simply closer together here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Dynamically. The question was, what is the current level of automation and where would you like to be
Yeah,
at
so we
Bosch?
have almost 600 warehouses within Bosch. So most of the warehouses are in the distribution area, and we have it distributed around the whole globe. Yeah, and we have it in different areas, in low-cost areas, in high-cost areas. We have it in areas where we have workforce limitations. We have it in areas where we don't have workforce limitations. So there's always a different kind of automation possible. Yeah, we have also really big warehouses, big IDCs with 100,000 square meters and so on, but also very small fulfillment centers. And so you really need an approach which is beneficial in all cases. And therefore I would say we always have potential. Yeah, we also have some legacies. We standardize our WMS infrastructure. We also try to standardize our Lego bricks. So this is what I said. So interoperability, reusability is the key for us. So therefore, yeah, we have some automation standards which we then use, but there's always potential and there's always change. Yeah, it's nothing. We are not totally automized. That's clear.
Yeah, thank you very much. And with this, Volker, I would like to welcome you here on stage, and I will use this time to just change a little bit the setup. Yeah.
So let's...
Yeah, Volker.
Yeah.
It's a little bit Englau. Anyway, you're the CTO at Bäumer. Bäumer is, for me, really famous for the sorting technology. So this is already automation. I would be interested, what is your mission statement with respect to automation technology?
Well, we have a mission statement at Bäumer, and this is that we are looking for the long-term success and not for the short-term profit. And being responsible in Bäumer for innovation, this is what you can dream of, isn't it? Huh? So you can try out things, you can do some explorations, validations. You don't need to bring a profit in the next year. And this is for privately owned, really independent companies something really special.
As Bäumer has a wide variety of branches, in which areas of your portfolio do you see the biggest potential for further automation?
I don't think that one of them is standing out. Huh? We have the logistics area, we have the airport area, baggage handling. We are in the minerals and mining area, where there's also a big of digitalization going on currently. And then the products around our cement industry, which is not booming in Europe currently, but which is making tremendous progress as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. I know that digitization is in the mining business also a very interesting and necessary aspect. We had a project in that area together. Yes, I remember that last year. Okay, thank you very much. So now we are here on stage. We will have some discussion rounds. The first one is concerned with the limits of automatizations and the drivers for development. As I mentioned in the beginning, automation is for me the evergreen in material handling. And everybody who is more into logistics, as probably you all are, it was in the past mostly about cost, about quality, and about time. What we see here in Germany, and you already mentioned the workforces, things are changing due to the demography. So in Germany, there are many companies, and for them, it is an imperative to survive by automation. But it does not work always end to end. So I would be interested, Arne, where do you see the current limits of automation, and where do you see drivers for further development of automation?
Yeah, so from my point of view, the payback time is always the limitation. Yeah? So, and as I said, we have in many cases high investments, long payback times, yeah, and very high implementations costs and also high maintenance costs afterwards. And we in many cases underestimate the situation. So from my point of view, this interoperability is a key. Yeah, that we have really APIs, we have standards in between for the middleware and so on, so that we connect everything always together. Yeah, and it's easy to adjust the Lego bricks to the current requirements, and also the maintenance has also be much easier. Also implementation, maintenance. Yeah, it has to be done from the people on site and not from specialists from the company, for example, or from the manufacturer. So this is something what I would wish for the automation for the future.
Yeah. I'd be interested, one further question. Do you have factories or locations where you already have significant needs of finding human operators, and how do you handle that?
So we still find operators. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we don't have the situation that we don't find the workforce at the end. So it's always a question of money. Yeah. Okay. If you then pay a higher price, then you also get the operators for that. Yeah? And but this again then increases the opportunity to use automation because the payback time is shorter at the end. Yeah? So this is always a combination between salary and payback time.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I would like to ask you, Volker, at Bäumer, where do you see the limits of automation?
I have to agree to Arne. I think we can automate quite a lot, but it's about the investment of these implementations. And so we always end up in automating 60 to 70% of the flow, the happy flow, where it does pay back really to do some automation. For the rest, we need to see where we can get more and more, but I think we are on this way of striving for more productivity for the last century, and we will continue on this.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. By the way, I like the happy flow very much. I haven't heard that before. Yeah. In German, it's glücklicher Materialfluss. Ne? It's very, very nice. So, yeah, I would also like to ask you, where do you see from your perspective the limits of automation?
Yeah. Today's young people are increasingly unwilling to take on simple, repetitive, and monotonous jobs in the logistics industry. As the labor supply shrinks, labor costs rise. Many work class are high risk of industry, which leads to extra cost for enterprise. Unlike automated equipment, human workers cannot maintain consistent focus on stable performance throughout the shift, resulting in a higher error rate.
Yeah, thank you very much. It is really also a little bit surprisingly for me that the young people in Asia are also not wanting to work in such hard business. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Our question was, wie viel Mensch braucht das Lager der Zukunft? So I would like to focus a little bit on the humans. What role do they have in the future? And in the research area, I see two different ends. So one end is always human-centric warehousing system in which humans conduct the intelligent tasks. So the systems are built such that human operators are able to work there, and also all safety and ergonomic regulations are fit. On the other hand, my predecessor Michael ten Hompel and I have published a paper which makes even advances the future of automation to a post-human area in which we do not have any more systems which are designed human-centric, but systems who are fully AI-based planned, and all services are done by AI-inspired robots. So the systems will look very different. This is a long-term perspective, but it shows that also in research and in industry, we have these two different poles of how to look at humans in logistics systems. So I would like to ask you, Volker, what is your perspective by today?
Yeah, as said before, we are looking for increasing performance over decades now. And just because we're having now some humanoids and some AI, where we just started with, I don't think the world will change completely tomorrow. We will use these technologies, but I think also it will end up in the happy flow. It is not worth currently training these tools on exceptions. Exceptions stay exceptions, and I think we have to find a solution. Training on exceptions costs a fortune. And an exception is not something that happens 1,000 times a day, then it's the regular flow. But exceptions are things that happen once, twice a week, and this is not worth spending too much training. Therefore, I think we have to identify what we really can do, and AI will help us on this. So whatever we want to automate, we have to fulfill the task. If not, we should immediately shift it to a manual operation, not to interrupt our automatic processes. So next topic is on operation and maintenance. We have big teams in the world keeping airports alive. This is critical infrastructure. You need to act immediately. I don't see a humanoid changing motors in the nearest future. So we will have to keep the system up and running, and I think people are necessary to do this.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it is very interesting that maintenance is obviously one of the areas in which really we need the intelligence of humans to understand what does not work. So I would like also to pass to you the question about the role of humans in the future.
Yeah, in the next 5 to 10 years, human involvement will still be essential in several key areas. Number one, design and maintenance of system and process. Number two, product quality in packaging and control. Number three, handling of abnormal parcel. Number four, response and management of packaging. These tasks require complex decision making, flexible and critical thinking about cannot be fully replaced by automation.
Yeah, thank you very much. So maintenance is also a topic on your side. And last year we discussed also about humanoid robots. This was the question about hype or reality. And from the Otto Group, we had Kamil here, and he also stated that they employ the Boston Dynamics spots, to increase their maintenance performance. Thank you very much. Arne, what is your perspective on it?
Yeah, so I think that we will always see humans in the warehouses. Yeah, so from my point of view, or maybe in the final end, if everything is automated, we still need maintenance, right? But this gives us maybe the possibility to then establish more a maintenance network for many warehouses in the regions, for example. So it's maybe not necessary that we have really humans on site, but at least we need those engineers who maintain that, who operate that. This is maybe a different capability which we need then there. And I'm also, or from my point of view, convinced that we will have, at least for a long run, those special tasks still performed by humans, for example, sorting or labeling, some special labeling. So you have always tasks in the warehouses which are kind of special, where you don't have the scale, where it's not beneficial to invest in automation and so on, and therefore there's still a space for humans. I am optimistic.
Thank you for this perspective. I think around about 2 weeks ago, I spoke to someone from BMW. They made the tests in the United States with the humanoid robots, and they mentioned that they really were not aware of how many tasks humans do which are not in the description of their tasks. So, because they found out, okay, the humanoid robot, something drops down, some papers are missing, and so on and so on. So I agree with you that we will have human operators in the next years. Because we are here now with a very interesting round of Asian perspective and European perspective, and you, Arne, with a global perspective, I would like to discuss a little bit the mindset and the differences in Europe and in China. As I mentioned in the beginning, I was at the CMAT last year in Shanghai, and there I saw such a spirit of engineers to bring prototypes on the fair to really start doing things. I do not perceive it that much here in Europe. For sure, we do have different kind of regulations, but I think this is an aspect where also from the political level, we do need support for bringing automation technologies, at least in restricted areas, also in operations. And by the way, I've seen there some humanoid robots on the fairs, but they were also not integrated in overall processes, but doing little demos, and also they had plenty of failures. I would like to ask you in the beginning, where do you see the difference in the mindset of Europe and China specifically, because you came here also to Europe, you might have a specific impression on that.
Okay. China's logistics automation sector has grown rapidly over just a decade. The market is quick to adopt the new technology with faster purchase decision driven, mainly by low price and good service. Customers often persist upfront the cost over long-term stability and commonly expect free after-sales support. Europe, as the early pioneer of logistic automation, take a more life cycle cost. However, it is caution towards new technology. Out-of-date certification standards slow adoption. For instance, our 55-kilogram aerobe is still inflated and ruler designed for 3,000 kilogram mini load system. Once European customers adopt a product, they remain loyal buyer as long as quality and service are reliable.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Specifically, that European customers are loyal customers. I do have this impression too. So, Volker, I know that you also have dependances in Asia, so you are also able to have an evaluation on both perspectives. What is your impression on the different mindset?
Well, I think China has developed tremendously over the past 5, 6, 7, 10 years. It's really guided by a clear ambition and a political strategy, a long-term political strategy. I don't want to go into politics, but I think these long-term strategies, this is something that Western countries are missing. We always think in these 4-year cycles, and therefore it's very difficult to think about 10, 15, 20 years ahead and support the technologies where you see really rising stars. China was known 10, 20 years ago as the copycat. Everything we did somehow popped up in China. This has completely changed. I don't know, a couple of years ago, we all watched your videos on YouTube where you started with your first AMRs. It was really something new and something innovative. And this has changed. And I think to compete with China, we have to go to China. We have to go and compete against you in China. We shouldn't wait till you make it to Europe. And we are part of the Taizang high-tech zone. This is outside of Shanghai. And this is a perfect ecosystem built there with the infrastructure, with the right technologies around the corner. In an area of 20 kilometers, you can reach everything that you need on a factory, but also on logistics centers where we can apply our technology. And this Taisang zone, we are one of 560 German companies that participate in this area. And this is, I think, the right way. We have to go there, we have to look, we have to innovate also in China. We need to be more open. Lose a bit our arrogance of we can do everything better, we can't. So let's be part of this. Join it. And out of these 560 companies, German companies that are working there, 20 to 30% are hidden champions in Germany. So it's good that we are there. We have to be there.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I would like to pass the question to you, Arne. Bosch is a globally acting company.
Yeah, so I totally agree with Volker. And China comes very strongly in terms of automation technologies and so on. So they are very good solutions, and they also respect all the regulations which are necessary in Europe. So those technologies are also applicable around the world, and this is very good. On the other side, I also like to emphasize a little bit how difficult it is for a global company as us to find the right standards. So we always want to scale our solutions and so on, and therefore we always strive for standards, global standards. And especially in this automation area, we have a lot of regulations and so on. We have also sanctions, US sanctions, geopolitical topics, which make it more complicated to use maybe some manufacturers from China. And we have also things to respect like cloud hosting. So how is the value chain for all these camera visual things through the AI? Is it stored wherever? Where's it processed? Who has access to that? So if the cameras look in our manufacturing, so there's also a strong concern that we lose some intellectual property there and so on. And those things are difficult right now, so therefore we go more into the direction to differentiate also our standards in the regions. So China automation more for the Asian and China market, and maybe other standards for the rest of the world. So this is something what we consider right now and what makes this complicated for us. And at the final end, we all pay the price for that missing standardization, and that's bad. We need fair trade or free trade globally.
Yeah, thank you very much. I would like to pass the perspective on humanoid robots to make a small deep dive into this area. As I mentioned, we conducted a study, so we evaluated around about 120 companies who really have not only marketing videos, but whose robotics seem to have a fit for industrial applications, but it is not surprisingly for us that the study revealed that they are not yet for productive use case in real-world settings. So in laboratory setups, we can see a lot, and we see specifically humanoid robots dancing or doing some acts, but this is different robotics than working in an industrial application. Anyway, the technology is evolving rapidly, and if you have a look at the invests in the area of humanoid robots, it's exponentially increasing also this year. So obviously, it seems that humanoid robots are the holy grail of automation. Or are they just an intermediate step to something else? Arne, what is your perspective on humanoid robots and their applications in logistics systems?
Yeah, so Bosch, I think Bosch is well known as an innovative company, as a technology company, and I must say we don't use humanoids yet. But we watch very closely the development on humanoids, so this is something what we do, but we don't use them operationally. And I personally also have my concerns that there will be really a breakthrough at the final end with the humanoids. Because my question is quite simple, so why should a robot look like a human at the end? So if you look on our evolution, or the animals and so on, so you also have different animals and not only humans. So humans are maybe capable for some specific environment, and it's the same case for humanoids. If you have a specific environment where where a human body or human motion is beneficial, then it's maybe also beneficial to use a humanoid, a robot which looks like a human. But I think, okay, we designed our warehouses right now in the sense that we can operate it by humans. Yeah? But maybe a warehouse looks totally different in the future. Maybe we design it completely different. Yeah, that a human is not necessary, and it looks maybe, or if you look on a automated pallet rack, 10 meters high. Yeah, this is already not really practical for a human to handle. Yeah, so you need machines and so on. And and therefore, basically, I only see one scenario where humanoids really come or have a breakthrough, and this is that they scale by volume and they become so cheap that they are much cheaper as any other automation robots or automation machines. And maybe we can see that in household applications for the consumer business, that everybody has one humanoid in their home, or which is maybe not the best scenario, but we could also see it in military use, for example. So I could also imagine that there's a benefit there to use humanoids, and they scale it, they have the money, they scale it, and then it becomes cheaper and it's usable for the warehouses as well.
Thank you very much for bringing out how much humanoid does a robot need to be. And today, under the umbrella of humanoid robots, there are different kind of robots. For example, for agility robotics, they have legs more like a bird, or we have the Atlas who can turn 360 degrees. So we already have a wide variety of technical implementations of humanoid robots. This is why in the high-tech agenda, in the AI robotic booster, it is called AI multi-purpose robot, because obviously the humanoid, everybody talks about humanoid robots, but it's the question, they do not all have 5 fingers, they have 3 fingers, they have 3 arms, or only 1 arm. So I think there is an open discussion on how they need to look like. Volker, this is perfect getting to you. As I mentioned in the beginning, you have a humanoid robot. You do have experience with it. So your perspective might be slightly different from the one from Arne.
No, I don't think so. What makes humanoids such a promising thing is the combination with artificial intelligence. So they can learn from what they're doing in the close future. They can make context-aware decisions, so they can decide what to do next. And the drop in price is not coming because logistics will be the big topic for humanoids, but it's because of all these applications in elderly homes, in hospitals, in restaurants, and so on, and so on. This will decrease the price dramatically, and then we probably have a machine that everybody can afford and that probably doesn't need to perform 3 shifts all year long. But what I also figured out is that you should not trust the videos you see on YouTube and wherever. There is a lot of fake going on in this area.
Let us call it marketing.
Yes, marketing. So we tried our robot. We brought our humanoid. We have it in Hall 5. You're invited to look at this. And it's sorting parcels. It's sorting from left to right. It has all sensors attached to the body. There's no different sensors. And there you can see what is possible today with these humanoids. We said we have to go in this direction. We have to know what is possible today. And we have to not wait till others are doing this. Our customers are keen on getting rid of these monotonous jobs, of induct into sorters, emptying chutes, loading, unloading of trucks, these kind of things. So I think we can train them on these special applications. He's not walking around after half an hour and does another job. That will take some time. But this is something that really looks promising. It will not come tomorrow. It will also not come in the next 2 years. But it will come. With a drop in price, it will come. And I think these humanoids are a perfect fit for brownfield automation. So wherever today we have a manual workplace, for robot, we can immediately put him in. If you want to automate your Volkswagen Beetle, put a humanoid on the driver's seat. That's the quickest way to automate driving. I don't know whether it works, but you would never build a self-driving automatic car like putting a humanoid there. But for everything that exists, I think it's a perfect fit. And I have a message to all these humanoids out there, not only here at the fair, but worldwide. The message is, stop dancing and start working. These dancing videos, they are quite amazing, but they are not interacting anyhow with the environment. In logistics, we need them to interact with the environment. And this is, there you find nearly no real videos about this, about applications. And this is what we now have to go into. Make them work, let them help us, let them get rid of these monotonous jobs, and then it will really be a promising future. We've chosen Neura, a German startup, probably the biggest startup in Germany we have, to supply and to work and to partner with them on our humanoid robot. We have David Reger, the CEO from Neura, today at 4 o'clock at our booth in Hall 5, and we will look into our partnership and discuss a little bit further on humanoid robots. So also there, be invited, have a look at it, and try to get into a discussion with David.
Yeah, okay. 3:45 at Bäumer. You are not only working with humanoid robots, we are here within also mobile robotics. I'm very happy that you are here today on stage, as we have defined strategic partnerships in the area of mobile robotics. It is today the first time that we announce it. It is a huge strategic cooperation on mobile robotics. Could you explain a little bit what is Bäumer's intention in the area of mobile robotics?
Yes, we are a sorting company. We do everything, sorting items, sorting parcels, sorting bags. And I think the next step that is probably competing with our loop and line sorters will be autonomous mobile robots. There's more flexibility in this, and I think it will be a good add to our portfolio in the sorting area. So before somebody else comes with mobile robots and high-speed sortation, we also had to go into this. And Alice, you're right around the corner from Beckum in Dortmund. You had a lot of experience in mobile robotics from the past, and so we said let's bundle forces. Let's work together on this, and therefore we started this enterprise lab.
Yeah, and we work on winning the German Logistics Prize. Huh? This is our objective. Fia, so you are really in the AGV business with your amazing solutions. So where do you see humanoid robots with respect also to your systems?
Yes, we are still exploring possibility. The current form is not friendly, but through more real-world testing, solutions will evolve to fit actual sequences. Take AGVs as an example. They start as key-fast-style shelf carriers. Today, AGVs come in many forms, running on the ground, climbing legs, lift loads, flipping items, or integrating with conveyor belt. The technology keeps evolving to match real needs.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is also something what I observed within the last year. So we had the AGVs, then they got more intelligent, they went to AMR. Now we have so many AMR solutions also climbing in racks, being in the third dimension. I also think that there's lots of potential without humanoid robots directly being part of the system.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are here not only to discussing the future, but to think about what is the call to action. Where do we see chances for the logistics area? Where can we come to resilient, efficient, and ergonomic warehouses for the futures? And with this last round, I would like to ask you, what is your perspective on call to action for the logistics of the future?
Respective tasks will gradually be replaced by automation, while logistic recognition and decision making will be progressively taken over by AI. We simply warehouse process by retraining only essential operations, transport, transfer, and storage. We make sorting as simple as building blocks, flexible and highly scalable. Now we are also bringing simplicity to case handling and storage with our solutions. You no longer have to worry about keeping up with changing business needs. Welcome to visit our booth and check out our solution showcase at our partners' booth. We look forward to working with you to solve more on-site challenges together.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I'm really also amazed by your little robots. They are so, I have seen them in the factory. Now they are scalable, and I have seen the cute little ones. I hope they are on your booth today.
Yes.
They are only that size, so it's a scaled Libiao. Arne, what is your call to action? What should be done? What can everybody in the audience do to have better automated logistics solutions for the future?
Yeah, so I said already that my biggest pain is that the need for change, the need for disassemble and so on comes too early without payback. Yeah? And then we really underestimate the complexity for the implementation and the maintenance. So therefore, I would ask, or I would call for action in that way, that we make the whole system more simple. Yeah, the standards and interfaces and so on. So in many cases, I see that the APIs are not sufficient, that we have proprietary functions within the software only accessible, not via the APIs, and so on. So it's very difficult to connect them all, and it is very costly and not good. And sometimes I have the feeling that also the manufacturers have it within their business model, yeah, to make it complex, to also sell some services and implementation and so on. But my clear vote is, yeah, please don't do that. I clearly say those will win who make it easy to implement. They will scale, yeah, and they are competitors on the market to make it easy. And I would also wish more open source, maybe in the middleware, which we can use all and where we can really create standards for the different manufacturers.
Yeah, thank you very much for your input. As I'm involved in this high-tech agenda and the AI robotic boost, I will take interoperability and the interfaces as one aspect where we really have a need from the industry side. I do confirm it. For example, we have the VDA 5050 with the interfaces for heterogeneous automated mobile robots. Volker, what is your call to action?
Well, we could also copy a bit from China, I think. Huh? They are doing pretty good stuff, as said before. We need a bit help from politics, I think. So let's copy these technology clusters where we are part on in China, create some unfair advantages, expand tech funds, give us a bit access to public funding. All this is not really working very well. And if you ask one of these AI tools and say, look, how can we get further, closer to China on innovation and technology, it gives you 10, 20 points that are crystal clear. Huh? We just need to read it and follow it, huh? And somebody has to help a little bit. But what we can do, I think we shouldn't fall into this threat of AI is coming and America and China takes over. I think we are pretty good on our way here in Germany. And we already learned quite a lot about implement faster, try out things, experiment a little bit, fail fast, learn faster, all these kind of things. I think we are about to implement. And I think we can still compete very well in this area. So we will continue our innovation efforts, look a bit around in the world, see where we can combine forces, and then let's go for it.
Yeah, thank you very much for looking at the positive aspects also in Germany. And I can assure you, in the robotics community, in the scientific community, Germany really contributes highly significant contributions. What we need is to pull it from the industry into real-world applications. Thank you very much for being here. I would like to summarize. Could you? I would like to summarize a little bit. I mentioned that we conducted a survey on humanoid robots. You can download it here freely. And you have already heard it in this discussion. Huh? There is not an all-round robot which is capable on working like a human being. And also, as Arne said, form follows functions. We do not need highly sophisticated robots everywhere. And robotics is one aspect. If you, for example, order a humanoid robot, they have some dancing and waving capabilities. Everything else you have to implement on your own, so software makes the difference. And we do need further benchmarking in which application scenarios we need humanoid robots. I would like to invite you to our booth. We have the study available. We have our experts there. And as we know, humanoid robots is not everything. We conduct a study on integrating manipulation in autonomous mobile robots. With this, I would really like to thank you for the different perspectives and our fruitful discussion. Thank you very much. Have a good fair and be successful with what you would like to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.